All right, what's up, fam? We are going to be working on the Explorer today. We've got big clunking in the suspension. It's been going on for quite a long time, and if you have this series Explorer, it's one of three things. It's either the control arm bushing, or it's the sway bar links, the sway bar end links, or it's the top shock mount hat on the shock strut assembly. We have now narrowed this down through process of elimination. I've replaced the control arms. I have replaced the sway bar end links, still clunking. So it is time for the strut spring assembly, shock assembly. So what we did is we got the entire assembly off of Rock Auto. So I really wanted to put the, I think it's the IBAC kit on it, the spring kit, drops it 1 inch in the front and 2 in the back. I really wanted to do it and then put the B6 Bilsteins on it, but it's like $1,200, and every time you go to order the Bilsteins, they're on back order. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So Rock Auto has the strut, the spring strut shock assembly, full assembly. It is put together. You don't have to take this into a shop. You can do this in your driveway in a couple hours. You take the old one out, you put the new one in. You don't need to go rent a spring compressor. There's no danger, and you can do this yourself. So we're gonna do this. Of course, we got the 250 in the back. The 250 needs the oil cooler flushed. I have to do that next weekend. It also needs ball joints. I'm debating doing that myself, or if I just drop it to the shop. We got the Mustang. The Mustang just needs a supercharger. And we got the Galaxy. Still has no motor in it. The motor's in the corner. We have to get the heads fixed, and then we can put the motor back in. So anyways, top of the list is the Explorer. Also, the Explorer has a headlight out, and I got LEDs from Beam Tech. We're gonna throw those in. Yes, the LEDs are gonna blind everybody. No, I don't care. This thing has like 8 LEDs in it, and if you live in Charlotte, everybody and their brother has got LEDs, and you just deal with it. The halogens on the Explorer are literally the worst halogens I have ever driven with in my entire life. They're so weak, you can't see shit in this thing at night. It blows my mind. The only way you can see anything is if you put the high beams on, and I do not drive in the city with my high beams on, so you just can't see anything. That's all there is to it. So we're gonna put LEDs in this thing. So I'm gonna go over both of those things today. All right, let's get this wheel off, and then we gotta get the brakes apart, and then we can pull this shock strut assembly. All right, with the wheel off. So these are the bolts you got to take off. You got to get this is your ABS line sensor out of the way. These are 22 should be. My 22's already up there. I don't think it's 21. Oh no, I lied. I'm sorry. These are 21. I don't know if the other side is 20. The other side is definitely not 21. Let's check. 24. Yeah. So it's a little loose. It's probably standard size, but 24 will work. So you got a 24 here. This is, I absolutely hate these kinds of nut and bolt setups. This is very common on the shock mounts on Volkswagens and Audis are like this, and it is a royal pain in the ass. I don't know why manufacturers do this. There should be a there should be a flat spot on the back of that to put a wrench onto. I couldn't find it, but anyways, this is, let's see if I can get this out of here. $5 mil. Yeah, 5 mil. And you put this in here. You have to reverse it. It's tightened to loosen the nut, right? So we'll take that off. And then up top here, these 4 are 15 mil. Already tested that. These 2 in the back are a pain to get to because if you're using a socket, your socket wants to hit the cowl. So I got to do this by hand with a wrench, like one teeny tiny turn at a time, which is a big pain in the butt, but that's life. You know, I watched a video on this before and they took the brakes off, and I just don't see why I need to take the brakes off. I think they were doing it just to get to this bolt a little bit easier, but I can get to that bolt, so at least I'm pretty sure I can. We'll find out in a couple of seconds. But sway bar end link has to come off, and then we can take the shock out, or at least try to without taking the brakes off, and we'll take a look at it, because I'm pretty much betting this thing is all shot up at the top. Can't really see it, but the shock mount up at the top is what that shock mount, and then up here this part breaks, and that's part of what causes all of the noise. So let's get this taken apart, and then we'll go from there. Just wanted to give a correction. This one is 21, not 22. Sorry, don't want to give you guys the wrong sizes. So got the sway bar out. Unfortunately, the boot on this is already cracked. I just replaced this not 6 months ago, and that thing is already cracked. So I don't know if we're going to take that back to that came from AutoZone. Should have a lifetime guarantee, so we might be taking that one back. But this is 21, this is 24. We'll try and get these off without taking the brakes off. I don't know if, can I get to it? That's the question. Yeah, with one extension, you can get to that without taking the brakes off. So I'm pretty sure I can get this off without getting the brakes off. We'll see. Give me a minute. Be right back. All right, moment of truth. This should theoretically be able to drop out. So it looks like it's got like a tab on the top, so it has to lift. Bam. There she is. All right, so supposedly it's either this part up in here that gets cracked and broken, or it's this part down in here. And this is like it's a little cracked, but not terribly bad. Right, so it doesn't look awful. I don't understand why it's making so much noise, but we've replaced everything else, so that's got to be it. let's throw this new one in, and I'm gonna go over the part number on this because this is super important. I want you guys to notice something. So, right, this says Sport on it, and this part number, hold on, there it is. All right, so Rock Auto does not list the right-hand passenger side, okay? They only list the driver's side. I think the driver's side is ASTL 66. They do not list the passenger side, the right side, but I just did a reverse lookup on a couple other sites and found this is the part number. It's ASTL 67, all right? So, I don't know if I can pull this out with one hand while holding the phone. Someone else on the forums had ordered one just to see if it was the right one, and I just want you guys to see this Sport. So you're still getting the B4, the Bilstein B4s. So, and this is an all original Ford, and where is it? You can see on the boot it says Ford. Someplace on here, I'd already looked at it. Yeah, up in here someplace. Yep, Ford, right? So this was $222, I think. The top is stamped Ford, so this is a good deal. All right, let's get this back in and see if this fixes all of our problems. All right, I really don't like the way this sway bar end link looks. It's cracked. Damn thing's not 6-8 months old, I think. So I got it from AutoZone. It's lifetime guarantee. I'm gonna hop over there, take this off, hop over there, get a new one. We'll throw that in and go from there. All right, we are back from AutoZone. Get a new sway bar end link. Funny because I always use the same phone number at AutoZone so that all my warranty stuff goes under the same spot, but I'm in the computer like 5 times. I don't know why. So it took them like 30 minutes to find this on warranty. When I bought it, somebody typed my phone number in wrong to the computer. So I went through, luckily I had emails from the purchase. So new sway bar end link. We're gonna throw this in and then get this shock strut in here. We're gonna roll. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna go over something very interesting that I just found. So, when I originally replaced this sway bar end link, there was something very, very odd about it. And the passenger side one is exactly the same as this one. This new one, this bolt perfectly fits inside this hole in the strut mount. Also, this bolt perfectly fits down here. Now, I just went to replace, this is the new one. The old one took this Allen key, which is, let's see if I can find a size on this. Of course, I don't have my glasses on, so I might not be able to see. Oh, you know what? I got my case. So, looks like the old one was a 5 and the new one is a 6. So that 5.5 is the one in between. This is very interesting. So the old one, this bolt in the old one that I just pulled off, it was nowhere near this big. It was small, which I thought was very odd, because unless you tighten this nut down to an unreal torque spec, this bolt was still like up and down. It wasn't, but it could be if you hit a bump. Unless you tighten this down to like 150 foot-pounds, this bolt would wobble inside this hole. And the same thing down here. I thought it was very odd when I had that sway bar end link and I put it in, that this bolt was smaller than the hole in the sway bar, and it was smaller than the hole in this strut mount. And now I go to replace it. This Allen key, this is the 5 that the old one took, and you can see it's huge. It's too small, right? So this one now fits. This is 6 mil, and it fits perfectly. So I really think that but it's supposed to be for the sport, but I don't know. I think that AutoZone messed up on the old one, and I think that this bolt was not the correct size. That's just my theory. I can't prove it, and I just took the damn thing back, so I can't even compare the two of them together. But the passenger one is exactly the same, so I think I'm gonna pull the passenger side one. I'll just do it like next month. We'll see how that goes. But we got the strut, and I just got one nut holding it up on the top. I'll get the other ones in, and then I gotta put the jack on this control arm and get this jacked up into place to get these bolts in. You gotta get these bolts in. You gotta torque the living daylights out of them because they've got these splines. I believe I saw a video before that said that you were only supposed to use these once. These were single use, but come on, get out of here. I mean, really? So I'm gonna reuse these. I did not order new ones. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's the way I'm gonna do it. All right, let's roll, get this thing all put back together, and we'll take it for a drive. Okay, we are done. Got these bolts back on. I was able to sneak my 1/2 inch. I have really long sockets for my 3/8. They're too long. The short sockets, these ones for my 3/8, they'll bottom out, and then you won't catch the rest of the bolt. My long sockets for my 3/8, too long. Luckily, I was actually able to get my 1/2 inch on there, which is good because you can torque it right down with the 1/2 inch wrench. And we got these back on. These I highly suggest that you use an impact, because it will suck the bolt and this metal. When you first get this and go to put it on, the metal is like out here, so it makes it real easy to put the shock strut on, right? But the problem is it's gotta sink down, and you gotta torque the piss out of these bolts. All right, so that's on. New sway bar end link, that's on. And got our cable back in our cable spot, and that is it. We're gonna put this wheel back on and take her for a ride, and hopefully that clunking is gone. If that clunking is still here, we're gonna take a look at the motor mounts, because that's my only other option. All right, let's get this wheel back on and let's roll. All right, let's test her out. I don't feel like spending right now, so we're gonna wait. I can't see anything coming out of my driveway because I parked the truck so far forward. Hopefully we're good. But I had a nice manhole cover right there. There's one right there. Normally this road right here has got a little bit of bumpy wave to it, and normally this thing is clunk, 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 clunk on every little bump. And right through here too, so we go to the grocery store every week this way, and through there, yeah, nothing. So there's a little bit of clunk on the left side, so it means that left one needs to be replaced too, but it's not quite as bad as the right one. The right one was making all the noise, and I don't hear anything, but I think, yeah, so there's a lot of like wavy little bumps right through there, and that's what we used to hit all the time. Yeah, nothing. I got silence. Silence, which is exactly what we want. Yeah, I got a little bit, a teeny bit. You guys probably can't pick it up unless I put a microphone underneath the truck. I've got a little bit. I can just barely feel it and hear it coming from the left side. So we're gonna replace those sway bar end links, the link on the left side, and we're gonna replace that shock strut on the left on the driver's side. And I think that we have finally found the root cause of this problem. We are good to go. This traffic circle, you guys would not believe the amount of fucking dumbasses that cannot handle this fucking traffic circle. Yeah, there's a lot of bumps right through there that would normally get like a lot of vibration and a lot of noise. So I believe we have fixed it. Man, I cannot tell you all how happy that makes me that we finally got this. Come on, pull it in, bro. We finally got this sucker fixed. That makes me so happy. Oh, I can't even tell you. Hell yeah. A lot of bumps through. I'm coming back to the house. There's a section here that has got a lot of bumps, and we'd normally be clunk, 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 clunk. So, silence. It's what I like to hear. Silence. We are good to go. I'll replace the left side next month. It's not really making any noise, but I know that it's not far behind. If the right side's gone, the left side's gone soon too. So I'll do the left side next month. We're good to go. Hope this helped you guys out. If it helped you, give it a thumbs up. This is a very small channel. I only put up a few videos a year. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace. All right, guys. Just one more word on these sway bar end links and the bushings and the struts. I had to come back this week. I'm pretty sure that I replaced those sway bar bushings before, but I may not have. So I got a new set. They're like whopping $16. Make sure you replace the sway bar bushings and on the sway bar end links. So just 1 week later driving this thing, we got a little bit of noise back in the suspension, just a teeny tiny bit. And I went back to double check the sway bars end links, and the nut was loose on it. And I mean, I probably only got like one more turn out of the wrench, but just that amount can bring back that clunking noise. So when you do the struts, make sure, man, torque the nuts on the top of the strut mount, all right? Sway bar end links. That bolt, you've got to tighten the living daylights out of that bolt. It's got to be tight, and I would recommend thread lock on it, and I would also recommend, if you don't thread lock it, come back a week later and retighten it. If the clunking comes back, then you got to put thread lock on it. That's all there is to it. So this thing is all set. We changed the oil this week on it, and that's that. We're gonna move on to the big truck, and she needs a coolant flush. The oil cooler just replaced a couple of years ago, but engine, the oil temp is getting a little high, so we're gonna flush the coolant on the oil cooler and see if that brings the temp down. If that does not bring the temp down, then we're gonna look at either a new oil cooler again, or we're gonna go with the external unit. I really don't want to. It's $2,000, which is absolutely ridiculous, but we might have to. So moving on to this. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. Listen, this is a super small channel, right? I work on the Mustang, I work on the truck, I work on the Explorer. Someday, we're gonna work on that thing in there. Someday we'll get to the galaxy. So anyways, this is a super small channel. So if you guys could just give me a thumbs up, even if you don't subscribe, it's fine. If you guys get any information out of these videos, it's cool. Listen, I'm just your average guy, just working on Fords. So any help, like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment. Thanks.